Hey guys, it's me again with another video from my global dating channel. Just real quick, you see I have a little different look for those of you who follow my other videos. It's temporary because I broke my ankle a couple months ago. So I decided, since I'll be home all the time, I decided to experiment for the first time ever. And it'll definitely come off. I want to go back to the Ukraine as soon as possible. And I know the Ukraine ladies don't like facial hair, so it'll definitely come off before I go back to Ukraine. So that's that. So anyways, I am doing this video because I found a video that is so amazing. It's so incredible and so truthful that I wanted to share it. And I'm putting the link to this video in the text portion of the text box below my video. You'll see it in the text box right below my video. And I'm also, by the way, I'm going to include Veronica Olson's video on the subject of financial expectations of Ukraine ladies, because she has a similar point of view as Joe does. And what's when I saw his video, I can say that I felt like truth just overcome me. Like, I was amazed. Like, this guy, because I've heard two different camps from legitimate people, different agency owners saying different things and different camps saying different things. And Joe's video puts them both together. Neither camp is right, neither camp is wrong. It's like the truth is in somewhere in the middle, and Joe, I know, nails it. And if you really want to know what the financial expectations are of Ukraine ladies, in my opinion, Joe's nailed it, and I got his link to his video in the text box. So anyway, so now here's what I'll say. Like I said, there's different camps out there, and the reason why I do my videos is to help guys. And I love the agencies, of the legitimate agencies. I love them too. I think they do great work, and I want to see them help guys. Come over and find a wife and find a girl, because it's difficult in the U.S. for a lot of guys. And and actually, my message, I think, what it's always been is, I pretty much, most of my recent videos have supported the idea that it's okay if a girl asks for some financial support. As Joe says in his video, it's okay. It's not doesn't mean anything, necessarily mean anything bad. We're talking like 100 a month or something, just something that means a lot to her. It shows you're there for her. We're not talking like 300 or 400 a month, which I was told on my last tour, hey, by the owner, hey, just send 300 or 400, because she was complaining that I was only sending 150 a month, and she complained it wasn't enough, and based on what she thinks I make, and that's a whole nother story. But anyways, but no, I don't think you need to send 300 or 400, like I was advised to do, when that happened to me. But I think, you just, like Joe says, you just send something that means something to her. And the culture, I believe, in the Ukraine, from everything I've seen, the culture, the language of love for Ukraine women really is some financial support. Because when you have nothing like they do, that means a lot. Okay, and it's part of the culture. The Ukraine guys have to pay up a little bit too. When I say pay up, I mean they have to support the girl too, if they're going to seriously date a girl, beyond just paying for dates. So they help support what they have, and that's what I've learned from what I've seen. So okay, so getting back to what I was saying, what's frustrating for guys, and where I'm trying to step in and help them, because this is the biggest reason for failure, of the guys I've talked to on previous tours. Of the ones that broke up with a girl after the tour, 70% of them said it was because of this, because of the financial expectation issue. I want to help the guys understand, don't freak out, don't break up with your girl because of it. It's okay. I want guys to be able to have success when they leave the tour, when they meet however they meet their Ukraine woman, to understand this issue. And Joe pretty much explains it so well. And that's my goal. I'm not here to harm any agencies or anybody, anything like that. It was just why I don't mention names anymore. So when I mention any agencies, I'm no longer mentioning names because of that, because it just gets me in trouble. And I don't have any intentions to be negative, to come across as being negative about it or anything like that. Again, I support the agencies, the legitimate ones, and what they do. And I want guys to be successful. And that's the reason why I'm doing this video, in case anybody wants to really know the truth. So anyway, so what I was getting at is that what's really frustrating, and I want to just give one example. When I was on my when I was on my tour, my last tour with an agency, my girl had asked for $60 to help do her hair, do makeup for the dinner gala, and to help a coworker cover her shift. Okay, and what's frustrating is that okay, like for example, the owner said, hey, that's no big deal. Later on, after the fact, we didn't talk about it right away, but later on, it's no big deal. And I agree with him. To me, it was no big deal. I was happy to. It's not a big deal. But what's frustrating is that this lady who owns another agency saw that video I did about that and where I talked about that. And well, I briefly mentioned it actually in the comment section or something. And she's actually friends and on good terms with the owner of the company I went on my tour with. Like they've done videos together, they support each other. But she just called him out. She's like, she says in her video, the idea of a girl asking for help with that, with helping a coworker cover shift or whatever, she says is ridiculous. And the idea that a guy would send money to help support a girl, she says no, that's never happened. She totally counters what everything the owner's been saying, as far as what he told me about, hey, just send more money if she's complaining, because even though he doesn't put it in his videos, the owner that I went with my tour, he in person, like when the issue came up, he said just send her more. So what I'm getting at, he supports the notion that, yeah, help your girl, send her some money. He did it for his girl before he got married, but yet his buddy, this lady owns another agency, says, oh, that's bogus, she says. So you have two friends, they're totally countering each other's views, but yet they do videos to support each other. It's just frustrating, because guys are wanting to learn the truth and they're hearing two different things from two different, because they're both legitimate agencies and legitimate folks. So that's where I want to come in and offer at least what I've learned. And here's the other thing, as far as why it is normal, as far as supporting the idea that it is normal in the culture for girls to do that. I have a friend who I met from my last tour, and he I've known him for about a year, and he tells me all his experiences, every date he has, almost every date, I'm sure, because I hear about different dates all the time. And 80% of the girls that my friend dated, sooner or later, could have been soon, it could have been like a month or two later, eventually asked for some kind of financial support. Okay? I mean, as far as what my eyes see and what I hear, this is what happens is normal. That's just what I've seen. Maybe other guys have seen and heard different things. Okay? So just understand that when I do my videos, I'm talking just what I've seen and heard. Okay? Just my opinion, reporting what I've seen. So anyway, so I think for everything I've seen, that it is true that it is part of the culture. They will expect some degree of help, and I feel that certain agencies don't just are afraid to talk about it. And the agency that I did my tour with has 3 financial videos, but he doesn't really directly talk about it. He talks about how if the guy initiates, offers to support the girl, she'll appreciate it. It'll mean a lot to her. His videos talk about that, but they're all based on predication that the guy offers it. Okay, if you and some of you may know, the videos I'm talking about, you'll see that if you look at them. There is one sentence to the credit of the agency. There's one sentence that says, if your girl asks for it. It says if, right? Like it's probably not going to happen. That's the idea you get from the word if. It said if a girl asks for it, don't think it's a bad thing. So he does cover it in that way in one of the 3 videos in one sentence. But overall, men do not walk away from those videos, those 3 financial videos, thinking this has a high chance of happening to me, so I'll just be prepared for it. And I wasn't prepared because they didn't prepare me for this. Because that little word if in one sentence is not going to make me think they're going to ask for that. And then I was blamed, like, oh, I'm the drama person. I was blamed when I wasn't educated, because they make you watch courses and stuff, and guys should be educated, so they are prepared when it does happen. So that's all I'm saying. Just the point, make those points that I want guys to win, and you're not going to win, in my opinion, dating with Ukraine ladies unless you accept it, understand it, and accept it. Because everything I've seen, like 70% of the guys are seeing that. And I'm sorry if there's any people like agency owners who want me saying that. I'm sorry. I'm being honest and truthful. That is what I have seen. And I'm not even going to proclaim I'm right. Okay? I'm just proclaiming my experience and what I've seen. So but again, my message, on the other hand, my message is it's okay. You know, it's okay. And I want guys to understand it's okay. It's part of the culture. It's a different culture, and don't think it's a bad thing. Unless the girl's pushing for 300, 400, 500 a month, and you know, there's a limit. I mean, obviously, you can tell when a girl's just going too far overboard. So really, I think my message, especially for the agency owners, is really a positive one, a very positive one. I'm trying to educate guys. It's okay when that happens, you know, so they can have more success after they go home and are prepared for what to expect. Okay. I don't know. I hope I'm making myself clear and why I'm doing this video. And let me see what else. So, you know, I give kudos to Joe because he's taking a chance, because really a lot of agency owners in this business aren't going to want to talk about it. They're not going to want to admit that because it could hurt their business, because that's how American Western guys, they reflexively act like that when they hear that. But I think most Western American, Australian, whatever, I think most Western guys, when they see Joe's video, the way he talks about this subject, I honestly think guys will embrace it. They'll actually think, hey, that's cool. I want to be that guy. I want to give to my girl, you know, the girl that I really care for, because Joe explains the reason behind it and how it's not much. It's not because she wants a new iPhone or a new computer or anything like that. I mean, you're giving her life-saving stuff, you know, based on what they make there and how little they have. I'm really glad Joe did the video he did, because, you know, I just wish more agencies, of the ones that do videos, because some agencies don't do videos, they don't portray to educate guys, they're just an agency. So I'm not talking about those agencies. I'm talking about the agencies that portray themselves as educating guys, okay? You need to be like Joe and be direct and make guys understand that there's more likely than not, this will come across their table at some point with their girl. And if the agencies aren't preparing the guys for that, it's going to be a disaster. Like 70% of the guys I talked to, that was the reason why it didn't work. And I really care about guys that are dating abroad, like in this case, Ukraine. I really care and I want to help. So this is, you know, I'm sorry if anybody, like owners, think this is negative message. I have to do what I think is right. I really have to honestly do what I think is just and what is right, and give my views of what I've learned. And really, I hope it helps guys have success. So again, the video links are in the text portion below my video, to Joe's video, and to Veronica, because pretty much Veronica Olson, you'll see she's legit from her channel. You can tell she pretty much agrees with Joe. Okay, it agrees with what I'm saying, what I've talked about. This is a fact of dating in the Ukraine. You know, so you know, take it for what it's worth. It's my opinion. It's what I've seen, and go from that. And I hope that's helpful for guys, for the guys who are going abroad, to be prepared for this. Okay, it's not a bad thing. If you watch Joe's video, I think you'll agree with it. You'll be like, yeah, man, this is cool. You know, I think most guys are gonna be, hey, I want to be a part of doing this for my lady. It's not much. You know, it doesn't need to be 300 or 400 like some suggest. 100 will do, you know, really do a lot, and it shows, you know, shows you're serious and everything. That's just how it's shown in their culture, more so than any other cultures. Okay, so I hope I covered everything I wanted to. I probably forgot something, but you know, I pretty much wing these things. I don't do a lot of notes before I do my videos. Okay, guys, till I have a next subject to talk about, that's it for now.